Okay, well, the film's brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I saw
Good,
it
I'm
last
glad.
week. And after the success of Chicago, obviously you're renowned for your fantastic tap dancing in that. Were you keen to dust off your dancing shoes for this?
You know, I certainly wasn't looking for another one to do after, but it ended up being the one script that I was drawn to, and I thought, well, you know, ballroom dancing I haven't done. Let me try that.
I mean, would you say you're as sort of passionate as dancing as John is in the film?
No, no. Although it was really fun, and I had great teachers, and it was wonderful to make the kind of breakthroughs. I must say that the joy that we had in the film as we got better, that we portrayed in the film, we went through in real life as well. We had those breakthroughs in our own rehearsals where we'd be able to get through a whole routine without falling apart. Those were big moments. And there was a sense of camaraderie in the rehearsal period as well, that we were all kind of in a boot camp together. It takes a lot of trust to do that kind of dancing, and to work with a partner, and to work with someone as good as as our teachers were, and to lift ourselves up and reach for some higher excellence in the process. It was so much of the movie was paralleled what we were actually going through in rehearsals.
Fantastic. Your character John's friend at work, Link, is desperate to keep his dancing a secret in the film. Do you think that more men would take up this kind of dancing if there wasn't such a kind of stigma attached to it?
Well, he has his own stigma. I mean, he's got that silly wig, and he's got, he's got other problems than just dancing. So, I don't know about that. I think men basically really like to dance. It's not often they get into that situation. But as I said, you have to be quite vulnerable and trusting to dance. And I don't know that men by nature really want to be put in that situation.
Okay.
But it's good for them too. Good for us too.
I found the film very different to a lot of these kind of movies. Because despite Paulina's beauty and John's sort of love of dance, the audience is rooting for your character John and Beverly's marriage to sort of stay firm. I mean, why do you think this is? How do you think the film differs in this sense?
Well, I think that's true. I mean, I don't want to give away the movie and what happens in it, but it's the movie's about internal process. It's not about a dysfunctional marriage. It's not about a dysfunctional household. It's we wanted to make this movie a very American movie, but I think it also is just a Western culture movie as opposed to the Japanese movie, which was very much about a repressed marriage and a repressed guy, and this didn't seem relevant to us as much. I want to tell a story of a guy who actually had everything. This is a Western, the most of the West. We have everything. And still there's this yearning for something more, this kind of mysterious reaching for something else. And he talks about it at the end of the movie. He says, I didn't tell you because I was ashamed, because we have so much, but I wanted more.
Because John, I don't know whether you'd say John's going through a sort of midlife crisis.
I'm sure a little bit, but it's not, I didn't want it to be a traditional kind of one where a guy goes crazy and he changes his hairstyle and gets flyer glasses and a red sports car. It's not that. It's much more ethereal than that. Much more, I hazard to say, kind of a spiritual reaching for something else, something that's more expansive, more all-inclusive. It's more love.
So, you work with Jennifer Lopez in the film. How was it working with one of the world's most beautiful women?
Well, she's a great dancer. I mean, that's the big thing there, is that I'm not a dancer, and nor was I in the movie, so that was perfect. But there was a level that I was able to get to where I could at least be on the dance floor with her, and she was incredibly generous and forgiving of me and my lack of skill. And it was great fun. We didn't get to rehearse very much before we did it, that tango that we do in the movie. And we'd worked with other partners, and it was a delight. We shot it pretty quickly. and was really fun for me, really exhilarating to dance with someone that good.
You didn't sort of step on her toes in any of the routines?
I didn't do too bad. You know, there were certainly she is the great dancer in that, and she was highlighted. Everything she does is brilliant, but it was great fun. See, and to play it within characters, it's a tricky kind of thing to do, where we didn't want it to be a romanticized story between she and I. There had to be the metaphor of music, of dancing, as a metaphor for sexuality, for sensuality. Certainly had to be there, but we didn't want it to make it a movie about these two characters. It was about friendship on many levels. And her character was one who's, because she's so beautiful and she's a great dancer, she's guys projecting all kinds of craziness on her, which I'm sure was easy for Jennifer to play, because I'm sure that happens to her every moment of her life.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Really lovely to meet you.